Listening Library presents Climate of Chaos by Cassandra Newbould. Read for you by Vilinsky. This book is dedicated to those fighting for a better world. May the bridges you burn light the way. And to my children, always remember, you are the flame. Chapter 1. The emergency medline is where people wait to die. It stretches for at least a mile behind me, maybe more. Winding in and out of the tent city that sprawls through Seattle's Zone 4 in a way that's designed to make me feel defeated. To make me want to give up before I ever reach the intake registrar's desk, which is still a quarter mile north of us. I switch up my stance for the millionth time to take pressure off my aching hip. There. That's a little better. As I adjust, my fingers brush the tip of my belt buckle. It's a fox head made out of bronze, with a button nose that unlocks the custom-made steel cane that my cousin Eamon made for me. 2 taps and it extends. 2 taps and I'll find instant relief. I drop my hand with a sigh. Can't risk using my cane in Zone 4. It'd be a death sentence for sure. The line shuffles a few more steps, and then we stop. Shuffle, stop, wait. Shuffle, stop, wait. Nobody dares to cut in for a better spot, because shade officers in charcoal and teal Kevlar-lined uniforms are patrolling the line. Shades are zone police who maintain order within Seattle's limits. Or haul us to Harvest House if we don't comply. Once you're taken to Harvest House, you're never heard from again. A sharp sting makes me jump. I swat my arm, and when I lift my hand to see the corpse of a dead mosquito, satisfaction roils inside me. I mindlessly scratch at the inflamed spot, reveling in relief for exactly 2 seconds before my younger sister Rabbit grabs my hand. "Stop scratching, Fox." Rabbit lets go, but her eyes narrow as she waits to see if I'll try to scratch it again. Fine. Hope I don't get malaria. It's not an overreaction. The disease has been making its way north at a steady pace. Absolute nightmare here in Washington. Especially in the Beyond Lands, where we live. Rabbit cackles. "You're such a wuss." She extends both of her scrawny arms. Swaths of tiny red bumps cover her sun-baked skin in gruesome patches. They run over her torso and along her neck. A line of the rash even peeks out from her respirator mask and travels along her right cheek. But she doesn't scratch a single bump. She doesn't complain. Not even a tiny bit. Not like me. She suffers in silence like a good merc. This morning, she willingly rolled in poison oak. This afternoon, she'll happily risk her life and mine for the cause. Community over ego, sacrifice to succeed. The still alive mercenary motto. Our community's call to battle. After today's test, hopefully it will be mine as well. For Rabbit, the rash is annoying at best. Not life-threatening. But we need to make it seem life-threatening if we want to gain access to the ER. That's our endgame. Gain access, steal antibiotics, don't get shot in the process. Rabbit lowers her arms, then shoves her hands in her pockets. Almost 4 years of merc ops have taught her stoicism. Must be nice knowing how to maintain sanity while standing in a line we could die in. Cool. Rabbit rolls her neck and says, "Just wait until you're initiated. Then you'll really have something to whine about. This mission is nothing. Might even be fun before it's over." "Fun?" I ask in disbelief. Rabbit's got a weird definition of the word. "Stranger things have happened." she says, with a twisted light in her eyes. Okay, sure. I'll believe it when I see it. Just have a little faith, dummy. Whatever. This is my first job in the zones. I don't want to seem like a wuss. My cheeks heat. Luckily, Rabbit can't tell since I'm wearing a mask too. Sorry, I'll stop complaining. Rabbit frowns. Sympathy sparks in her soulful brown eyes. Mom's eyes. I forgive you. My envy and embarrassment subside. You better. Look, she says. We're almost to the front. Well beyond the border of 4's tent city, past the residential and work blocks of Zone 3, the indestructible shells of Zones 2 and 1 glimmer in the sunlight. The iridescent, formidable domes taunt anyone stuck outside of them. I've heard they're totally bug-free and weatherproof. Disease-proof, too. My gaze narrows on a bright green light much closer to us, beyond a massive concrete wall surrounding Zone 4, right where our line ends. It's the light of Zone 3's hospital, the final destination for most people in line. A sharp clap of thunder makes me jump. Rain clouds are on the move. Miles away, lightning arcs across the sky, before more rolling bass rumbles overhead. Voices rise, panicky. Storms mean death, destruction, and we're all out in the open with nowhere to hide. I'm not too worried. It's nowhere near us yet. The wind hasn't even picked up. But the people around us aren't thinking straight. Most are in line because they were hurt in last night's tornado. Their fear is palpable. It's going to cause a problem. When the next thunderclap rolls, the precious space my sister and I have staked out condenses. Those in the back of the line start shoving everyone forward, fists and legs flying as a riot born of fear erupts. My fingers twitch. I wish I had one of my throwing knives, but no weapons are allowed in the zones. I arc my arms around Rabbit to absorb the brunt force of bodies headed our way. Someone's elbow slams into the soft spot behind my ear. The pain makes me yelp. I remember my training and fling my head back to hear the satisfying crunch of a nose and a scream. The person stops pressing against me just as I regain my balance. Rabbit's eyes widen when someone pulls her ponytail. She donkey kicks them right in their gut, and the guy lets go. The babbling woman with the newly broken nose comes at us again, and I shove her, trying my hardest to keep from falling on top of Rabbit in the process. This is your idea of fun? I elbow a guy barely older than me, widening my stance, claiming my spot. I mean, Rabbit shrugs. Maybe. She ducks when another woman's fist comes flying. It misses her face by centimeters. If this pushing contest turns into a stampede, we're done. Mission abort, whether she likes it or not. Rabbit might be the mercenary here, but I'm her older sister. And bigger. And more importantly, even though she'd never admit it out loud, I can take a hit better than she can. A shade officer runs over, shouting, "Hands in the air!" Two burly men dressed in factory jumpsuits are fighting their way to the front of the line. One stops the officer and says, "Wait, I'm a citizen. I've got a right to be within the walls before the storm comes. Let us in." The shade glances at the sky. "It's still miles away. Hours until it breaks. You're fine. You've got to let us in, or we'll never get inside in time. Look how many are ahead of us. Probably not even citizens." The man tugs on the officer's wrist, trying to convince the shade to let him cut the line. The officer pulls his arm back, grabs his gun, and screams, "Stand down! This is your last warning!" The man continues to push forward. "I know my rights. I know—" A shot rings out, and then another. He falls.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?